Sinamkele ku Beyond Boundaries igama lami Samkelo kaGadebe la eceleni kwami ngiphethe Mr Freedom Tips Shampooizer baba right.
Yes, I'm all good, man. It's spring and then I see like when you are dressed like spring and then now
you're still in winter.
Yeah,
this is going to confuse people at home because then is it hot or is it cold today?
No, I'm in denial because I'm older. Older people don't just like take off their jerseys and everything, but you know, we have a beautiful and jam-packed show for you.
To see live Pretoria, this is at the High Performance Center. Lana, they call it the Dome. So this is the sports center and it's so interview about to be wheelchair rugby. Now, if you remember 2 years ago, you guys sent me away in December and I was in Cape Town doing a rugby tournament. So we are back doing wheelchair rugby once again.
And we're gonna see if we can teach them more because the wheelchairs are different. The sporting code is very different because we've seen wheelchair basketball.
Yes.
But now this is wheelchair rugby. So there's a slight difference. It's not the same, but because we are teaching people,
we are learning in fact. I mean, when we also say the best form of rehabilitation after any kind of accident is through sport. You know, the bunch Elana today are the best example of, you know, it is much better for you to do sport after an accident that renders you disabled. They are killing it. They are nailing it.
Exactly. And you know what? Just to step on whatever you just said right now, to just put a stamp on it, I'm going to look for a feel-good story that actually proves that. So,
some of Tola a feel-good story. So anyway, sizobe pusha teamwork much later on. Tips and I will be working together. Ukuthi sobe senzani, you have to stick around to ukubona lokho.
Thomas Mongezi Mapena, welcome to Beyond Boundaries.
Thank you, Shampooizer. I got an accident on the 18th of May, car accident.
Which year?
Last year.
2018?
Yeah, 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So now it's been 1 year and a couple of months in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
So the person that introduced me in the wheelchair rugby is Armando.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we met up at Mulmet where I was admitted to do my operations and everything.
Oh, look up, man,
yeah.
And then this guy was like, let's do rugby.
Yeah, let's do rugby.
And then you went straight from hospital, rehabs, how you felt like when you're not going to stay at home, nothing, you decided to do something with your life.
No, high. You feel sorry for yourself and memories try the injury. So that's when I decided to go back to school. That's when I was doing civil engineering at Tshwane North College, which is in Mamelodi. And then I've went back to enroll. Then now I'm doing office administration. I want to pray for the country and go overseas.
Yes.
Yeah, with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, this is Thomas. He calls himself Mongezi Mapena, but this is our feel-good story, man. This guy decided that he's not going to loiter around at the townships. He's going to make sure that he does something with his life. And he was in a car accident, but now what I'm seeing here is a picture of full positivity. So if you're not lifted, then Thomas, any message for spring, any message for anyone who feels like they're feeling sorry for themselves?
To everyone, if everything is possible, just keep on pushing and pushing. Find your talent and find something you're good at, and then keep on going. Life goes on.
This is our feel-good story, man. This is Thomas Mongezi Mapena, and this is Beyond Boundaries.
South Africa, we have a brand new 400-meter world record holder. Armando Veyers, formerly Liebenberg, ran 55.6 seconds at the Flanders Cup meet in Hazingen to break the women's T47 record of 55.72 seconds. After defying the odds of 2 operations months before the Paralympic Games in 2016, where she won silver, it looks like Armando is on track to go out on a high at the Tokyo Paralympics. Her world record came just 2 days after new continental records in the 100 and 200-meter events. Congratulations, Armando. Last week marked 1 year to go to the Paralympics, and the LOC marked the occasion by unveiling the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic medal designs, along with the Paralympic torchbearers' uniform. The medal designer, Sekiko Matsumoto, said her designs were meant to appeal to the senses of all the athletes who will be receiving them come next year. Tokyo will become the first city to hold the Paralympics for the second time. The Games will be held from the 25th of August to the 6th of September. Coach Rassie Erasmus, captain Siya Kolisi and the Springboks have officially touched down in the land of the rising sun ahead of the Rugby World Cup, where South Africa are aiming to win the Webb Ellis Cup for a third time. Speaking about the trophy, it's made its way around the world and is now touring Japan. It's met a number of world champions along the way, most recently the Japanese wheelchair rugby team. The reigning World Wheelchair Rugby champions, having won the title for the first time in Australia last year, had the opportunity to admire Rugby Union's most coveted prize close up at the National Training Centre. This October, the Japanese wheelchair team will be aiming for success on home soil when they compete in the World Wheelchair Rugby Challenge, a 4-day tournament featuring teams from Japan, Australia, USA, Canada, Great Britain, France, New Zealand and Brazil.
Armand, let's start with the what happened part of it. How did you end up on this chair?
Okay, all what I can tell is what people have told me. So I can't remember nothing of the accident. So basically it was 21st of August 2014. I was going to work, according to people. And yeah, well, I have to say, put it like that. But yeah, I was going to work so in the morning, and a taxi decided one of these VW Crafter. I don't do things small way. I go big or go home.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a VW Crafter bus. Took me off on my bike, and yeah. And then when I woke up again, I was in ICU. So they say each and every time the nurse was standing next to me, my wife was telling me this. Each and every time when my heart rate drops so low, and it sometimes goes to 15, she kicks the bed and say, "Hey, come on, stop your shit, get on." And then it picks up and everything settles again. And
wow.
After 5
so
or 10
you
minutes,
listened even though you were in a coma?
Yeah, see, so I can say I sort of listened to the female voice, but yeah, you can't say that too much.
No, you shouldn't. So your love then for wheelchair rugby, how did that come about?
Okay,
was it also as a result of a female voice?
No.
Perhaps the nurse?
No. We were, I can remember my roommate, we were coming back from the gym. We had a nice rubbish section in the gym, because the physios downstairs think they can kill you kindly. But yeah, and we were coming up and there was a guy sitting there who was just to chat to us and give us a bit more of what you can do after getting into a wheelchair. And he told us he's doing a sport, it's wheelchair rugby. They're doing a practice tonight. We want to come and have a watch. It sounds all right. Yeah. Maybe we will come, and we see. And the first thing that attracted me to the sport is the bumper cars, and it's amazing. I just love bumping
the
things.
Violence, yeah.
Yeah. The bumper cars, that sold the whole idea.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I was a bit weak still in the beginning, so it took me around about 2 years to get into the sport. So yeah, but now I'm here to irritate anybody else what I can. All the guys know me. Yeah, I bump to say hi.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, what are some of maybe the biggest challenges you've faced since you've started the sport? I mean, with you maybe wanting to make it all the way to Paralympics and
Yeah, my goal wasn't that big. My goal was quite slow. I believe make your goal, just make your achievements just where you can reach it. So when you reach it, you make the next one, and you make the next one, and so you carry on. My first one was see if I can play the game. There was quite a few guys a hell of a lot faster. I called myself the snail because I'm just as slow as a ardent snail. So yeah, so I improved a little bit, a tad bit, but yeah, the guys were much faster, much better handling, and I can remember the guys were throwing the rugby ball, and I craved that just to see if I can do that, and the farther I pushed, the more I got out of it. So I just pushed and kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And yeah, well, I'm a bit further, but there's a hell of a long way to go still. So yeah, one.
For someone sitting at home watching this and wondering if it's even worth it to get into the sport, I mean, what would you say to that person?
One thing that's the best of all is your health. There's nothing more important than your health. And if you get involved in a sport, it just promotes your health, and you just get. And there's a endorphin, that's what we release when we exercise, and it's almost like one of the happy hormones, and you just get more, just feel lighter and more friendlier, more open to people, and you just feel life is worth it. It's always worth it, and sports is one of the things that can give that to you. So yeah, that's the best thing of what I can tell a guy. Just go for it, go for the small things. Even if push down the road, go down to the locals, just go good for
get
it.
Active, yeah.
Get active.
No, look, we wish you all the best. Also with your snail pace improvement, we hope that next time we see you again, you will be a slightly faster snail, because like you say, smaller goals so that it's easy for you to achieve them.
You saw that cartoon's Turbo?
Yeah.
Hopefully one of these days I will be like that.
You'll be like Turbo.
Yeah, but nitros in and faster and going crazy. But yeah. Okay.
Suzette, welcome to Beyond Boundaries. Can you just maybe tell us what your role is when it comes to wheelchair rugby?
Thanks, Sam. Yes, hi. I am the coach of the Tuks wheelchair rugby team here at LC de Villiers in Pretoria. I got involved a few years ago when my husband started playing wheelchair rugby, and I was always supporting him. And then they realized, but I'm giving a bit of pointers from the side, you know, sticking my nose in where it doesn't belong. And they said, well, don't you just want to be the coach then? And that's how I became the coach.
So you are a self-appointed coach. Maybe they just wanted to keep you quiet and like, you know what? If she's just there, maybe
if you have the whistle in the mouth, you can't talk that much.
This is a brilliant plan. So anyway, since you then started with wheelchair rugby, how have you found the sport to be in terms of, let's say, rehabilitating people who have been in accidents, or just maybe giving strength in general to a person with a disability?
Yes, Sam, it's perfect. For people who've got serious disabilities, we do a lot of strength training, we do a lot of fitness work, and you can see the change in them after about a month coming to practice regularly. You can see how they're faster, they're stronger, they can keep going, and it helps them in their day-to-day living as well, doing transfers, being able to push their own chairs, you know, in the mall, wherever they are. So I've definitely noticed that it makes a huge difference to all the people who do come here, especially soon after their accidents.
Wheelchair rugby as a sport in South Africa, how big is it? How do we compare on a national level? How do we compare internationally?
Yeah, so we actually have quite a number of registered players. If you compare the number of registered players in South Africa against countries like New Zealand and Australia, we actually have a lot of people registered to play. The problem is very few of those people are active. So from that sense, we're actually very small. We only have 5 active clubs at the moment, which play league and tournaments, and that makes it difficult.
So that then means that next year's Paralympics we won't have a team that's even trying to qualify because there's no money.
No. So from a SA Rugby perspective, they've said we must come up with a plan so that we can go to the next Olympics, not the one in Tokyo, the one after that. And we're trying very hard. You know, we're doing a lot of work in terms of getting the exposure so that we can get new blood, new players into the game, so that we can have, you know, high quality tournaments and games against each other. But again, without without going overseas, without playing in those international tournaments, we won't have the necessary rankings, we won't have the necessary points, and we won't be able to go to Paralympics.
While Suzette and the sport figure out a plan to attend Paralympics in the future, Sam gets the lowdown on life with Armando.
How difficult is it to be married to Armando? I mean, my goodness, it can't be easy.
Yeah, look, it was obviously a big adjustment. You know, having a guy who's strong and can do anything and everything around the house one day, and the next day he's lying in bed and he can't move a finger. But, you know, fortunately he's got such a positive attitude and he's so determined to do well that it's always giving me that energy to say, you know, if he can push through all this, surely you can stop complaining about being stiff in your back or whatever the problem is. So yes, I think it's a give and take. Sometimes
I think it's a lot of give.
yeah, sometimes when he's having a tough day or I'm having a tough day, you know, we'll look at each other and but yeah, no, it's hard work. It is hard work. It takes a lot of determination. But if you love each other, and you know, love conquers all.
When it then comes to the sport, how does it work being a married couple that is so passionate about the sport?
Yeah, you'll often see us having disagreements. I'll tell him, Armand, don't do that, and he'll, don't shout at me. And I'm like, I'm your coach, I'm not your wife. So when we're here, I don't care. You're a player and you need to listen to the coach. And then tonight when we go home, then he's the husband and the head of the household. But tonight I'm the boss.
Oh, wow.
Victor Buitendag is a former wheelchair rugby Springbok and has been instrumental in growing and maintaining the sport in the capital.
Training and development in the sport, you've been doing it for long, but we obviously need to make it attractive as well to the younger generation. What's your take on that?
That's so true, because the younger generation, they don't have the activity levels that we are used to. Social media is grabbing a hold of people and putting them into chairs and putting them into couches instead of giving them the opportunity to be active. That means that sport and activities around sport is becoming more and more, it's becoming more and more important to everybody, even people with disabilities.
Yeah.
The norm with people with disabilities is actually to be not to be active, because they live in a stigma where the world expects them not to be active. So now that is why disabled sport in total needs to really step up and bring those people into sport and create more activity. In wheelchair rugby, there's a classification system, as it is with all sporting codes. And we have found in our development projects that there's quite a few people that are found ineligible to play wheelchair rugby as prescribed by the IWRF and Paralympic sport. Rugby League in itself came to us and they said, well, there is a rugby league side to wheelchair rugby, and we want those people that are found ineligible to play wheelchair rugby to come and play wheelchair rugby league. Now, wheelchair rugby league is played with a proper rugby ball, and it's played on the rules of rugby league internationally. And it's as far as the game goes, it's quite exciting. It's also a contact game, but then it's an opportunity as well, because first of all, we're getting more people involved in playing wheelchair rugby, but then as well is those people that were found ineligible now has a place to go. And apart from that, Wheelchair Rugby League also provides the opportunity for able-bodied people to play wheelchair rugby. So in other words, a father and a son that never had the opportunity to play sport together can now play wheelchair rugby league. Or two brothers, you know, one brother has a disability and the other one doesn't. And they've never been able to communicate or to be active with each other on the sporting field. Now can play wheelchair rugby league, and you know, it becomes a community thing, and it becomes a support system within the family as well. Most of the people that are here today belongs to Tuck's wheelchair rugby, but it's more our development players. So it's guys that haven't been involved in the game for longer than a year. So what we do is at Tucks, we spend specific times with these new up-and-coming players, and we teach them how to do certain things. Where normal training sessions would be about getting them involved with seasoned players, these sessions are more to actually develop the younger players' skills and you know, their way forward.
All right, thank you so much, and we wish you guys all the best with the rugby league, and again, all of the training sessions that are being inclusive to everyone.
Thank you so much, Samkelo. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
We dedicate today's show to world record holder Armando Veyers. An amazing trip in Europe was capped with a stellar one-lap race in Hazingen. This is her journey up close.
Backhand run! Well done, champ. 55.60 on Roon. Well done. Well done.
Ek ons neem net een ding in, hè. Dis letterlik 4 PB's binne 48 uur. Laat dit gaan insit. Dis letterlik elke 12 ure 'n PB.
Sê vir my, aan wat skryf jy jou sukses toe vandag?
Aan wat? Ek dink definitief om my tyd deur te bring, om my God rustig te wees in my moeilike en goeie tye. So ek dink definitief om vir hom dankie te sê vir vandag, dat hy my gedra het en dat ek soveel joy kan ervaar om sy geskenk wat hy vir my gegee het te kan uitleef. En ek dink ja, toe ek nou klaar gehardloop het, het ek gedink aan daai moeilike tye ook, en aan daai tye wat ek miskien nie gedink het so gaan hierdie beserings kom nie, en toe kom jy vir my hierdie amazing reis wat ek nogal so oorweldig is met emosies en gevoel. So ja, ek staan voor op dit. Ja, so ek dink definitief om vir hom dankie te sê vir die joy en excitement en dat hy ja, my gedra het hierdie hele reis. Ja.
Done!
Yay!
Guys, it's been a very good one. I mean, I push a wheelchair rugby. There's so much your outdoors tips.
Yeah.
Did you learn something today?
Yes.
What did you learn?
I've learned that the sound that they make when they bump into each other is nothing to do with violence.
It's not violence.
No, it's not violence.
You know they used to call the sport dead ball.
Yes, they used to call it dead ball, but what I've also learned is that the wheelchair is not the same. The wheelchair that they're using as in the kit and caboodle is not the same as the wheelchair basketball. So, you know, I've learned so much. When did you learn anything?
No, I've learned a lot. I've learned how to score, because manje ngifuna ukuba umuntu skillful kwi scoring, yabo.
Oh, okay. Our feel good stories. We had like stories were just amazing. I'm lifted. But with that being in mind, please speak to us on our Facebook page, Beyond Boundaries, and then you can check us on YouTube.
If you search for it, Beyond Boundaries, we are there. Tips and I. Telling all these stories endlessly, Baba.
Because we've been lifted, Sam wants to show you guys something. So to close off the show, I'm just gonna give him the ball, and then we're gonna see. If it's not working, I'm not involved.
We'll definitely see. But before Ngbalega no Balega, remember we did an interview Nabo Taik at the swimming where he was doing awards for his players, and they were saying Guti Bayaguma World Champs at Brazil. So they landed at Brazil and they've been performing. So in the coming weeks, we're gonna be bringing you all the stories Guti Ama achievements. I can swim with Tipsy, still can't swim, but we continue bringing you all the good stories.
Don't say we we're not hooking you up. We're giving you information as it happens right now. But hey, Sam is gonna show you something. Sam,
Yes,
show us something.
this is our teamwork, Chief, yeah?
Okay, let's see. Sam is showing us Arboni. This is Beyond Boundaries. See you guys.